It is 10 o'clock. Welcome in. It's the Wednesday edition of Three Man Front back in studio on just an absolute gorgeous Chamber of Commerce day in Central Alabama. I am being facetious.
No, I love it.
As I'm wearing my rain jacket.
We needed the rain, Pat. Some of us don't want a dust bowl in our backyard.
Yeah, I need that rain so that, all those leaves can fall down. But thanks to Artec Tractor, I got that covered now.
The sooner they fall, the sooner they're bagged. The joys of fall. I'm doing mine once a week now. You have the Artec with your whole system and your fancy schmancy thing. I do it the old-fashioned way.
And I thank them every day. This weekend,
my back is thanking me right now.
I told you over the weekend a process that would have taken maybe all weekend long to do because of my Artec Tractor took me 30 minutes. Leanne was back on the back deck, and she was just, like, laughing at me. She was like, "You were so happy."
Here's what's crazy.
I said, "Yes, I am."
I can play golf. I can bowl competitively. We won 5 out of 7 last night.
Did you get 300, though?
And I'm fine, no. We didn't have any 300 games.
What a waste. You got a high school kids bowling 300s, and you can't even.
But I can wear a backpack blower and bag leaves for one day, and you might as well just put me down. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, that's why you need to get a tractor from Artec Tractor like I did. Take care of it.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I can hook you up. Just north of Jasper on Highway 5.
I know where it is.
artectractor.com.
Yes. Hello, friends at Artec.
Hope you guys are doing well up in the wonderful county of Walker on this beautiful day. How about the World Series last night? I was just talking to Greg McElroy. You know, he's the resident Los Angeles Dodgers fan.
I was bummed out. We didn't go 18.
Yeah, it was kind of, wasn't a 6-hour and 39-minute game like it was the night before, but the Blue Jays win 6-2. It's really interesting. So I couldn't go to sleep last night because I was very excited about Kennesaw State being bowl eligible.
Huh.
And so I needed to kind of wind down. And I don't know if you've seen it yet on Netflix. Great documentary about the Expos.
Oh, I've seen it. It is great.
Did you see it?
I knew that there was dysfunction. I had no idea that there was that much dysfunction when I was watching as a youngster.
I highly recommend, Conrad, you're a baseball guy. You need to watch Who Killed the Expos.
Okay.
It's a good history lesson.
Sounds good.
And it's a combination of things. Don't just blame it on the one guy who they vilify in this.
Yes.
Okay.
It was an ongoing problem. So.
Or his former stepson.
Yeah, David Sampson.
It'll be very interesting. I mean, I have vague memories of, Vladimir Guerrero, players like that on the Expos when I was very, very little. So
you know what I saw from Memorial and that whole thing? All that guy did was make money.
Yeah, he bought the franchise for $18 million and turned around and sold it for $102 million.
Pretty smart business.
Then he went on to buy the Marlins.
Yeah, then what happened, they had a switch of franchises. Like he wanted to basically buy the Marlins, and he ended up buying the Marlins. And then Major League Baseball took over, for like 3 seasons. Major League Baseball owned the Montreal Expos. The other 29 ball clubs owned the Expos. So they were like 3 years.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah, they played some time in Puerto Rico because the stadium was falling apart and everything in Montreal. And then ultimately they decided to, move it to Washington, D.C. because they were going to get a stadium. And that's how the Nationals came to be.
And as I was doing some research, so he bought the Marlins for around $500 million and then ended up selling them to the next ownership group for $1.2 billion. So his net worth right now is about $500,000.
Yeah, he was an art dealer. That's how
half $500 million.
That's how he got his money originally. And he had tried to buy some other franchises before he went in. Montreal was kind of the wildebeest that was about to be attacked by the Tigers. And so basically it was a franchise that was in need of influx of money, and the Canadian government wasn't going to pay for a new stadium, and then voila, there you go.
That 3-tone hat they had back in the day was good.
Oh, yeah, the pinwheel. Yep, red, white, and blue pinwheel.
And it was the pinwheel, and it was made out of that other mesh, not the wool.
Yep.
It's like your old Parkley hat.
It's interesting because, towards the end of their franchise, they were in the same division as the Braves. But originally, when I was growing up, they were part of because the Cardinals were part of the National League East. And so we played against the Phillies and the Expos, the Pirates, the Mets, Cubs, Cardinals were all in the same division. Where that's back in the crazy days when the Reds and Braves were in the National League West.
I know it. I remember.
And you'd have to stay up until, 10:30, 11 o'clock just for first pitch on the West Coast for the Braves.
But we say all of that about the Expos in Major League Baseball, Pat, to say that Vlad Guerrero went deep last night.
Yes, he did, because his daddy was a mainstay, was a very good player for the Montreal Expos, but his son, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he hits a 2-run home run in the third inning against, of all people, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei was probably just tired from the night before.
Yeah, I mean, he's the second greatest athlete of all time behind Jeremiah Smith, so.
Yes.
Happens to the best of us, though.
So he reached base. I'm talking about Ohtani. He reached base 9 times the night before. He went 0 for 3 at the plate with 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. And he got hit a little bit last night. His fastball was down about 1.5 miles per pitch.
What was he popping, about 97?
Yeah, it was 97 point something. His average is high 98s, close to 99. So the Blue Jays hand the Dodgers only their 3rd loss in 14 postseason games. Dodgers have been playing really, really well. But what has happened now is they're going back to Canada.
Rogers Center.
So no matter what happens tonight, which Trey Yasevich, he is going up against Blake Snell. So whatever happens there, they will be back in the wonderful country of Canada.
Roof going to be open tonight?
Or at Dodger Stadium?
No.
Yes, it's always open.
In Rogers Center.
I don't know. I don't know what the weather's like in beautiful Toronto.
Probably cold.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Probably cold.
Show them boys from L.A. what's up.
But the television ratings worldwide is through the roof, and it makes perfect sense. One, you've got all of Canada watching, rooting for the Blue Jays. You have most of Japan is watching Ohtani, and then meanwhile the United States is, the Dodgers. A lot of Dodger fans on the West Coast. So
a lot of times the mayors from the different cities, when they're doing battle, they'll have these friendly wagers. Why couldn't we do something with a tariff with Canada in this series, right?
So kind of a gamble.
Yeah,
like say,
a little
hey,
bit.
if you guys beat us, then we'll, I don't know, knock off 5% on a tariff.
We'll start buying aluminum again.
Yeah. Or timber.
Or whatever. Just throwing out commodities.
A lot of baseball bats come from Canada.
Do they?
Maple.
I didn't know
Maple
that.
bats. Yep.
Oh, because they make them from the syrup?
Yeah, the syrup hardens and they make the bats.
That's what I
The
thought.
grains in the bat run horizontal instead of vertical.
That's what I
Yes.
thought. Yeah.
It's Canadian bat.
It's like in Australia, the water goes counterclockwise. And
Your
flush
dad
the
told
toilet.
you about that.
That's right. Yes.
Canadian bats.
Thank you.
Well, I'm getting a lot of confusion about if I work at a university, can I bet on pro sports or not?
Do it.
I mean, last week at this time, that was the big story. Last night, because the SEC apparently and Greg Sankey, they don't like the idea of people being able to wager on pro sports.
Don't do it.
So now the NCAA, they have taken a step back. Last night, the NCAA Division I board announced it has delayed a policy change allowing athletes to bet on professional sports. The effective date was supposed to be, you'd be good to go this Saturday. Now they're saying November 22nd because they're actually going to review this and potentially have another vote and maybe go back to what they originally had before last week, which is you can't bet on anything, period.
So leading up to yesterday, had no one come out and said, maybe this isn't a good idea?
What if you've already
Like you got this far?
What if you've already placed a wager for the weekend?
You went ahead and put,
You went ahead and got on that early 2.5.
I hope your username is creative and it's not first name, last name.
Yeah, so according to the announcement of the NCAA, Division I rules allow 30 days for schools to vote on potentially rescinding a proposal if adopted by less than 75% of the Division I cabinet. By delaying it until November 22nd, the D1 board is setting the effective date to be 1 day after the close of the membership recession period, the NCAA said. That comes on the heels of a story that we talked about yesterday on the show, in which Greg Sankey and other conference leaders around the country, they sent a memo asking the NCAA to rescind the guidance. Sankey called it a major step in the wrong direction by allowing those to gamble on professional sports.
And to play it on the other side, the NCAA is like, really? of all the things we've been through, this is the one we're gonna stand on the hill for.
Here's the thing that ticks me off. Has nothing to do about the fact that it's gambling. So here we have a situation where the NCAA 1 week ago, they rule on a policy, right? So then all of a sudden you get blowback by Sankey and other commissioners. And then 1 week later, we get a change. But we can't get everybody in a room and come up with a college football playoff?
That's hilarious.
Are you kidding me?
Nah, it's so funny.
It's amazing how many times we have kicked down the road the college football playoff expansion. We don't even know how we're going to play college football next year.
12,
we
14,
have no
16.
idea.
Oh, seeding. It looks like it's simple, but let's make it really, really hard.
You got Tony Petitti wanting 24 teams. Sankey and the boys, they want 12 or 14 max, whatever the case may be. We can't come up with any kind of conclusion about that. But meanwhile, within a 6-day period after the NCAA says it's okay for people to gamble, if you work at a school, you can do pro sports, not college. We have a complete turn of events, and it's been rescinded. Why can't you do that? Get in a room, lock yourself in, have a long weekend, don't order food in. You just pressure everybody to come up with a decision on the college football playoff. Why is this so difficult? But this is the hill you're going to die on? This is how you're going to change society and change college sports?
This isn't a push from the casinos. The casinos don't need their money.
No.
The sports books don't need their money.
It's just like everything else. If people want to do it, they're going to find a way to do it.
That was going to be my point.
Period.
If they ban it, I'm cool with it. I'm not like behind the push
Right,
for
me
let
too.
college kids bet on sports.
I don't care.
I don't care either, Pat.
It really means nothing to me. The hypocrisy involved with all of this, it's so laughable. How, boom, snap of a finger, people are pissed about it. We're going to write letters. Okay, this is a bad idea. Okay, change it. What about the fact that it's a bad idea about all this ridiculousness that's going on with the college football playoff that you guys keep kicking down the road? Anyway, that's my soapbox for today. I'm
I
done.
liked it. It's good. Feel better about it.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I mention Kennesaw State is bowl eligible now?
Yeah, who's playing tonight? What's that line look like?
Let me see. Let me see what we got.
You got JSU tonight.
Yeah,
that's right.
JSU and Middle Tennessee State. That's at 6:30 on ESPN2, CBS Sports Network at 7. You've got Florida International and Missouri State. From a entertainment standpoint only, because we can't wager in the state of Alabama. But in case you're in a fun office pool,
yes,
maybe get some Chuck E. Cheese bonus bucks or something as a payout.
Those are tickets, Pat.
Oh, tickets. Jacksonville State's a 3.5-point favorite.
we do college football bingo at my house,
Most states 3.5.
and you can win baked goods. No, not really. James Madison was the lock.
Yeah, last night the suit texted me and said, "All right, what you got tonight?" And I gave him a three-team teaser that hit last night. Felt pretty good about that. I went home, did some research. So had Kennesaw State. That was huge. Had James Madison and the over in the James Madison game. That over almost hit in the first half.
Good for Kennesaw State, because we have some listeners here in our area that have family members that I think still play at Kennesaw State, because they reached out to us. And they were dreadful last year.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. I mean, they're 6-2, 4-0 in Conference USA. I mean,
They were probably the worst team in FBS last year.
Yep.
they got so fired up last night because they became bowl eligible. Fireworks, the fans. I mean, it was a cool atmosphere.
If you can do it in Kennesaw, Georgia, you can do it anywhere.
You can do it at Auburn, right?
That's right.
There it is.
See? The turnaround. Kennesaw State last year, every single time they lost, their head coach, until he was fired, kept saying, "We're close. We're close. We're almost there." And he was right. And then he gets fired, and now the new guy comes in, and there they are, going to a bowl game. Going to play for the CUSA championship.
Cuss. Charles Huff, Southern Miss, Sunbelt, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can win in Hattiesburg, you can win anywhere. This day and age.
That's what they say.
Yep.
So close.
Coming up later on the show, Brian Edwards will join the show at 10:45. And Chris Stewart next hour. Nick Roush from Kentucky Sports Radio. We'll ask him about Mark Stoops. Get a preview of the Auburn-Kentucky game. And Trey Wallace from Outkick will be along. Remember last week on the show, Trey Wallace said that it is done. It is over for Hugh Freeze. See if he changed his mind.
You think Nick just wants to talk Kentucky hoops?
I think that he would probably prefer to do that, and
Let's
we
talk
will
about Mark hope and all that energy.
We will absolutely talk some Kentucky basketball, but the majority of the conversation will be the Auburn game coming up. And is this a loser leave town game? Will the loser of this game be fired, like on the spot?
I know what I said. I didn't think that his job, the Arkansas game, was going to mean anything for Hugh's job ultimately, immediately. Win or lose, a Kentucky loss at home. Yeah, I don't think you get
think
through,
so?
I don't think you get through Sunday.
Well, if you lose this game, you're probably not going to a bowl game.
Well, remind everybody, how long has it been since Kentucky's won a conference game?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years to that team at home, and a coach that's hanging on by threads. Yeah, I don't see how you stomach that one. Don't make a move on Sunday. If it happens, I expect Auburn to win the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, including Vegas. When we come back, we'll open up the phone lines, 1-800-239-WJOX, the courtesy GMC text line 205-834-9450.
Ten 23-man front on this Wednesday. Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider, tell you where the sharp money's going this college football and NFL weekend. That's at 10:45. Back to your phone calls, 800-239-WJOX. Let's go to Rich. Wants to talk Auburn. Hey, Rich, welcome in.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Good, good. Hey, I went back and I rewatched the introduction of Hugh Freeze as Auburn's head coach. That's been a minute, and something kind of stood out at me. I don't know if y'all remember this or not. Maybe y'all got really good memories. He said something to the effect that he was going to be a CEO type coach,
Yes.
and that he was going to hire a offensive coordinator, and with his cooperation and knowledge, Hugh Freeze's red zone knowledge, that they should be pretty good. And I'm paraphrasing on that last part. Y'all know what the red zone scoring offense was ranked last year?
It had to be in the 120s, 130s.
122. You know what it is this year?
What is it?
126.
Oh, wow.
This does not even look like a Derek Nitz offense. This is a Hugh Freeze offense.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Rich, because for all the people that are saying, well, maybe Hugh Freeze just step away from the offensive side of things and be the CEO and bring in an OC. We've already seen that. We saw that with Philip Montgomery, and how long did that experiment work? It was the second game that they played in Berkeley. You remember where he didn't mean to, but he threw Philip Montgomery under the bus, and one of those touchdowns that was called, he made sure that we knew that he was the one that called the touchdown. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And he and Philip hated each other because it wasn't Hugh Freeze's offense that was being ran.
Yeah, I don't
there's
see
no
that as an
way.
option.
I personally don't think we beat Kentucky. If we can't score 7 points against Arkansas, the worst defense in the SEC, how do you think we're going to score more than 14 or 17 points against Kentucky?
The same way you scored points against Arkansas, and your defense puts you in really, really sweetheart positions. Just hope that Alex McPherson's okay.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this. Let's say possibility, worst case scenario, he gets retained. Name me 4 wins next year with a worse schedule and less talent.
Well, I will defend him on one aspect, and it might shock some people, but the idea of, okay, next year we have no idea what the roster is going to look like. The roster might look the roster might look better than this year's roster. You just can't. I'm not saying you. I'm saying us as a general population. We can't say that this team is going to look better than this year's team or worse just because there's so much turnover. Now, granted, you're playing 6 games away from Jordan-Hare Stadium next year. That is going to be a tough task. It doesn't matter what your roster looks like, but for the purposes of these conversations, we can't say that Auburn's roster is going to look better or worse, or Alabama's is going to look better or worse because of the NIL and the transfer portal.
I agree, but at some point, roster good or roster bad, you've got to learn to win the hard games. And under Hugh Freeze, they have not.
No, you're right. And I don't think you have to look very far. Just look at what happened with Billy Napier in Gainesville. Very similar situation. Looking at his schedule that is not doing anybody any favors, and you were on the fence, and you didn't do it last year because of a buyout. A buyout is not holding Auburn back.
No, we may end up 5-6. If we don't beat Kentucky, we'll beat Mercer, and that's it.
For Auburn fans, I hope that's not.
And that's worse than last year.
Yeah, for sure. Rich, thank you for the phone call. Hang in there.
Thanks.
All right.
Some huge news for Molly's favorite NFL team. This is huge. Big time. Massive deal. The
Titans?
Lions are signing Aiden Hutchinson to a 4-year, $180 million extension, with $141 million of that being guaranteed money.
I love it.
That is the most guaranteed money for a non-quarterback.
He's got a beautiful family. I hope they're all doing well.
He's making as much money per year now as Patrick Mahomes. Again, not saying that's good or bad. It's just that's a lot of money.
I just hope he stays healthy.
Yeah. That was a problem last year. He's a great player, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of guaranteed money.
And they're paying a lot of people up there now.
So he is signed through 2030.
Good. Homegrown product.
The Titans are my second favorite team.
He believes in the Hawaiian blue and silver.
$45 million a year.
Come on.
It's a lot of money.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes is on the phone with the Hunts going, hey,
Patrick Mahomes is smart enough that I think he understands he's taking the Tom Brady route where he's going to be one of the highest paid, but he's going to allow them to put money into the team around him, and that's why he's going to continue to compete for Super Bowls.
have the luxury of having a little bit of wiggle room on that roster.
Well, guess what happens when you win Super Bowls? You get a lot of endorsement deals that end up making you more money than your contract would have in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We do have, if we could pivot, I'd just like to check out with all the coaching movement going on right now. Have you seen the latest on Brian Kelly, the odds for his next head coaching job?
Have they shifted?
I will spoil it for you. Arkansas is leading the way at plus 300, followed by UCLA at plus 400, Virginia Tech at plus 500, Stanford, then Oklahoma State, UNLV.
So if I'm Brian Kelly's advisors, I'm like going, hey, Brian, why don't you go the same route as Les Miles and go to a crappy program like Kansas? Why don't you go to Arkansas?
Well, Rhett Lashley's leading the way, according to Vegas, in that one at plus 300, followed by Memphis's Ryan Silverfield.
So in this world, Brian Kelly's greatest, I guess, his best opportunity to get a job is Arkansas, but he's like third on their list of who they would.
Yeah, according to Vegas.
Yeah. LSU, John Summerall leading the way at plus 150. Joe Brady is at plus 200. Lane Kiffin at plus 400. Penn State, Joe Brady leading the way, followed by Matt Rule. And then Fran Brown with a value at plus 650.
I like Fran Brown. He's a good coach.
You know, those seem like natural fits. Then you could be Oklahoma State, and I could name three of these guys, and some of our listeners would have no idea who they are.
And do any of them have a mullet?
Not that I know of.
I think that might help you out a little bit.
Ben Arbuckle's up for that job. He shoots birds after touchdowns.
He's a cheater.
If you're looking for
He calls cheating plays.
if you're looking for a coach with some pizzazz and some personality, that's your guy. More college football news and notes as we continue this Hump Day edition of Three Man Front.
So it is 10:31 here on Jocks. Needless to say, the big story this week in college football has been the coaching carousel. What could happen, what almost could happen, what if, this, that, whatever the case may be. Southeastern Conference has already fired 3 head football coaches, and there is a potential for more of a crazy carousel. Well, Seth Emerson, who covers the Southeastern Conference, a longtime beat writer that covered the Georgia Bulldogs for a number of years. He writes for The Athletic. He actually laid out 3 specific scenarios. I'm going to get y'all's thoughts on this that potentially could happen in the Southeastern Conference. Scenario number 1, all hell breaks loose. Auburn and Kentucky open up. Kiffin and Drinkwitz take other jobs. Beamer goes back to Virginia Tech, and voila, half the conference now has a new coach for 2026, and that doesn't roll out some additional moves. So that is scenario number 1. All hell breaks loose. As you pointed out, Auburn and Kentucky both opening up, and then we already have 3 jobs that's open, and then potentially other SEC coaches hit the road to go to other programs. That's the top scenario of craziness. The next one he says calm breaks out. Auburn and Kentucky won't open. Kiffin and Drinkwitz get raises at their current schools. Beamer stays. Even Arkansas stands still. They give the interim coach, Bobby Petrino, the full-time job. So I guess that's the most conservative aspect to all this. Just holding serve. Nothing else happens. Then he also says something in between. He says this is a cop-out on a prediction, but this is the most likely scenario according to Seth Emerson. Either Auburn or Kentucky opens, but not both. Florida and or LSU hire either Kiffin or Drinkwitz, but the other stays. In the end, there are 5, maybe 6 coaching changes, which at the beginning of the season would still have seemed to be a lot, but given what's happened, would seem to be a letdown to those that want to fire coaches. So of those 3, which one do you subscribe to currently? All hell breaks loose, calm breaks out, or something in between?
All hell breaks loose. It's not perfect because I would make some adjustments to it, but all hell breaks loose. It feels like one of those years with the climate and just the amount of money has changed everything, and the way that we have all come to know what we view as rational thinking with athletic departments, ADs, and boosters. That's out the window now. I mean, LSU making that move, that was the
catalyst?
That was a catalyst. When a school like LSU makes a move on a coach like Brian Kelly, who has had moderate success, and you eat up $53 million, yeah, it's a new day.
Yeah, I mean, I just think with everything that's happened so far, it'd be hard not to think that's the most likely route. Just because, I mean, it's not November. You've already had, I mean, I don't think anybody thought Brian Kelly would be fired in the middle of the season, but you had in Arkansas and Florida. Schools obviously are showing you that, hey, we'll pay $50 million to get rid of guys. So, yeah, it seems like a chaos scenario is probably the most likely. And, again, like you get into, what if there is some meat on the bone of the Sarkisian rumors at Texas? What if he ultimately leaves? What if, there's just so many possibilities for things to go sideways. I think you have to imagine it's going to go sideways.
And then there's other storylines that nobody's even talking about. What if Venables and they lose their next 4 games? They finish 6-6 or they finish 7-5. Is he out? What does that mean for Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State? The domino effect.
What if Mississippi State doesn't win another game?
Right. I think I don't see how Mark Stoops comes back another year at Kentucky. Honestly, short of winning out this season, I don't see Hugh Freeze. Well, I can see Hugh Freeze wanting to come back, but I don't see Auburn giving him another year to try to figure it out. I think Shane Beamer stays. I think Lane Kiffin ultimately stays at Ole Miss.
What if somebody hires Clark Lee?
Drinkwitz, though, this is the thing for Eli Drinkwitz. Are you going to stake Missouri football in the next 5 years on having the success, the continued success that you've been able to have, already having double-digit win seasons? Or do you like the prospects of going to a Florida and seeing what you could do there? I think Drink makes a move. It feels like Eli Drinkwitz is about to move.
This would be the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think Beamer's going anywhere.
So over the weekend, the big story on Saturday was Diana Rossini. She posted this. I'm told that representatives for Texas coach Steve Sarkisian have let the NFL decision makers know that he would be interested in potential head coaching openings, including the Titans. So immediately after that, CAA, Jimmy Sexton, who represents Steve Sarkisian, posted the following statement. Any reports regarding communications on coaching opportunities with NFL teams are patently false and wildly inaccurate. Sark is solely focused on coaching the University of Texas football team. Well, yesterday, Diana Rossini was on a podcast. Take a listen to what she had to say about her report and what you didn't hear from Jimmy Sexton. We will hear from Diana Rossini momentarily.
She's getting her microphone ready.
Yes. She's clearing her throat. She's getting ready to tell us all.
She's one of my favorite NFL personalities.
She's really good.
She has a really good relationship with the station.
Yes, she
Even
does.
though Damian made it weird for a second.
He did, and that's very typical of Damian.
It is. But now he's found love, and he's grown up.
Yeah. Not as weird anymore.
Yeah.
Not as entertaining.
I'm running out of things to say.
Yeah, I've been told thumbs up now, so I guess we have it. This is Diana
Take
Rossini.
it away, Diana.
This is what she had to say about the report that she reported over the weekend and what CAA didn't say in their press release.
There's a million reasons why a program does not want anyone to ever know anything except that Steve Sarkisian wants to be the head coach of Texas for a very long period of time. Those words were never said, right? Like CAA never said it. Steve Sarkisian never said it. I wanted to hear them say that, and they never did. Now, that being said, most college coaches want to coach in the NFL at a time where the college landscape is really difficult to navigate and there's a lot of unknown. I think it makes all the sense in the world to always have options, right? The problem is nobody wants the world to know that you're always looking just in case.
There you go. I would say that's doubling down. She did not recant anything that she reported over the weekend. Zero.
Well, and Steve Sarkisian, did he not have an opportunity to stand up in front of a microphone and say, I am not interested in any other head coaching job of any kind, college, professional, nothing. I am committed to Texas. He didn't say that.
Well, but I feel like NFL is a good fit for Sark. You think about
I
it.
do too.
Franchises that need a head coach, they got overrated quarterbacks. Think what he could probably do there.
Yeah, I've said it a million times on this show. I need a T-shirt printed up. All coaches are liars.
Stretch the truth.
They don't embellish. They lie. A little bit of a difference.
Well,
Is it a lie if you believe it?
in my
Guess to
opinion,
some.
you don't get upset the way that Steve Sarkisian seemed to be upset responding to this if there's not truth to it.
He's different.
Well, he's leading arguably the biggest disappointment in modern college football history. They were supposed to be one of the greatest teams of all time. Arch was going to be amazing, and
Would he not fit in perfect in Big D?
absolutely.
Take a page out of Mike Elko. Mike Elko's name has come up for the Penn State job. The way he's handled it's been beautiful. Very quick, to the point. He was asked again, I think, yesterday, and he said, go talk to the boss woman. In other words, go talk to my wife about these rumors about me wanting to go somewhere else.
Well, it sounds like somebody that's probably happy where they are and wants to stay there.
But it's very quick. It's very, like, cutting it off. I'm not saying that he's not a liar, too, but I'm just saying the way you're trying to handle it from a PR standpoint is much better than Steve Sarkisian coming out talking about, well, I'm just pissed off. I can't believe, you people in the media would do. It's always the media. It's always us.
Texas A&M runs the table. Better have your affairs in order.
Especially if Texas A&M comes to Austin for the first time in many, many moons.
Woo.
And they take care of business and they're undefeated going to the SEC championship game and to the college football playoff. And Arch Manning is, not wearing his glasses and being concussed and getting pulled over by a local police officer. I mean,
Could we have another Jim Schlossnagle?
wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
That would be fantastic.
That would be.
Don't speak it into existence.
But it could happen.
They will burn Austin. They will torch that sucker.
That would be something,
You
wouldn't
know,
it?
baseball is one thing. Now you take away. They finally have that sliver.
Yep.
Well, one thing's for sure with all this rain that we've had over the last 24 hours, if you've got a dangerous tree that's leaning over your house or maybe branches blocking your view, or perhaps a tree looks questionable near your driveway where your cars are parked, call Golston Tree Service today. 205-337-4443. Golston's licensed pros. They'll handle everything from trimming and pruning to full tree removals. They'll even grind that stump out. Fast, safe, affordable. Don't wait until that next storm causes damage. Call Golston Tree Service, who also offers 24-hour emergency storm service. So when it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston today, 205-337-4443.
Where's the sharp money going this NFL and college football weekend? Well, the smartest guy we know when it comes to Vegas, Brian Edwards, tells us next on Three Man Front. .45, three-man front on this Wednesday. Our Vegas insider, Brian Edwards, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Brian, how are you?
Doing great, fellas. How are y'all?
Doing great. What's the latest there in your part of the country? Because you're a big Florida fan. LSU makes the move on Brian Kelly, one that a lot of people did not expect. Does that muddy the waters for your potential head coaching candidate, Lane Kiffin? What are you hearing?
Well, I'm hearing from national pundits everywhere that LSU's a better job than Florida, but, whatever. It really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of if Lane Kiffin prefers Florida or LSU over the other, if he's looking to make a move, and if, I don't know how willing either or both schools are to potentially wait for whatever CFP run Ole Miss has. Now, obviously, Florida could help change that by winning at Ole Miss, and they could lose the Egg Bowl. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything new. It's just we just gotta see how Ole Miss's season plays out and all that jazz.
All right, let's talk some football. Let's talk about some point spreads. Let's get right to it. Wake Forest. This is a very interesting game at Florida State. You got a feeling one way or another on this one, as Wake is an underdog there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, and I mean, I loved them at 8 or 8.5, and now it's 9.5 at a lot of books. So might as well buy the half point at the key number of 10. But I like Wake Forest to win outright, and also like it in that plus 270 to 80-ish range on the money line for smaller. So Wake's 5-2, both straight up and against the spread. They've won both their road games at Vatech and at Oregon State. FSU's lost four in a row, both straight up and ATS. They've lost 9 ACC games in a row. And let's remember, Wake should be 6-1. They were beating Georgia Tech, and there was 2.5, 3 minutes left. And Georgia Tech clearly jumped off sides, and Wake quarterback Robbie Ashford thought he had a free play, threw it deep, and threw an interception. They did not call the offsides. But Wake's 12th nationally in total defense and pass defense. They've got one of the best running backs in the country in Damon Claiborne, who's got 618 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, and a 6.7 yards per carry average. And Wake has won 3 of the last 4 outright against the Noles. I like the Demon Deacons to win outright in Tallahassee.
Yeah, speaking of Wake Forest, how about what they were able to do against a very good SMU offense at times? Speaking of SMU, they play host to Miami coming up this weekend. The early kick there in the Dallas area. This is a game prior to the loss on the Friday night by the Hurricanes. I thought that this was going to be the booger bear on Miami's schedule, Brian. Now you've already got a road loss. You can't go in sleeping. Who do you like in this one?
I like SMU. They're 17-2 straight up in their last 19 home games. They're 19-4 straight up at home during Rhett Lashley's tenure. They've only been a home dog 3 times, 2-1 against the spread with 1 outright win. Carson Beck, no bueno here recently. Last 5 games, 8-7. TD-INT ratio on the road during Mario Cristobal's tenure. Miami's only 10-7 straight up, 8-9 against the spread as a road favorite under Cristobal, only 6-6. ATS, they lost outright as a 9.5 and an 11-point favorite late last year at Georgia Tech and at the Cuse. And this is only the second time SMU's been a double-digit dog under Rhett Lashley. I like SMU as a double-digit dog in the 12.5 range.
All right, so Arkansas, everyone thought Arkansas was going to get a big win last week against the Auburn Tigers, and that did not materialize. This week they've got Mississippi State, and if I saw this right, Arkansas is a favorite, correct? 4.5 points?
This is 4.5. This is true.
And you're playing a Mississippi State team. I know you're playing in Fayetteville, but this Mississippi State team – they look like they're going to get one of these. And I'm talking about, they should have beat Texas last week. But just your thoughts overall on this game. Yeah, they should have beat Florida. So
could have beat Tennessee. Could have. They're 3 plays away from their only loss being at Texas A&M. And they're 7-1 against the spread this year, and they're 16-3 against the spread going back the last 19 to last year, and they're underdogs here. And Arkansas, Taylor Green just played terrible in the second half, which is unlike him. He's had a fantastic season. But I can't believe that Arkansas is favored by more than a field goal. This is ridiculous. Love Mississippi State here, and I got a little money line as well.
How about out of the Big 12, Cincinnati at +9 or +10, possibly?
So they're either 9 or 9.5 right now in most books. If they're 9.5, buy the half point to 10. If it's 9, no big deal. We don't know if Utah QB Devin Dampier is going to play. He missed last week's game with an ankle. They played a true freshman who had a good game running the ball, had a real good game. I think he had 151 rushing yards. But we'll see on what the QB is. But we're going to have the quarterback advantage regardless. How Brendan Sorsby's not getting more Heisman, talk is wild to me. He's got a 20-1 touchdown to interception ratio, 1,843 passing yards, 425 rushing yards, and 7 touchdowns. He's only been sacked twice this year. Now, one of their better running backs, Evan Pryor, is going to be out, but they also have Todd Walker, who's got 466 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, 5.2 yards per carry average. Cincinnati is legit on the road this year, 2-0, both straight up and against the spread. I know Utah's good, but they should not be favored by more than a touchdown. Let's go with the Bearcats catching the big number.
All right, I want to ask you about a player prop. Haynes King having a great season, quarterback of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech undefeated. They're rolling right now in Atlanta. A game against NC State. If I'm seeing this right, it looks like the rushing yards for Haynes King on the prop is 75.5 yards. You like one way or another on that one?
Yeah, I like it over. So it's a 5.5-point spread. In the 3-1 possession games Georgia Tech's had, he ran for 106, 103, and 156. The closer the game, the more willing he is to take damage and is more, they call more designed runs, and he's more willing to run even in passing situations if he sees an opening. And he's had rushing yards numbers of 156, 103, 106, 120, 91, and then the 2 outliers were 60 and 15, but those were both blowouts where he was trying to stay out of harm's way. So I like over 75.5 for Haynes King. I kind of like Georgia Tech too, if you want to have a little double action, but I would have more on the King rushing yards prop.
All right, give us some more goodies. We got about a minute left, Brian.
Oh, let's hammer the Patriots against my sorry as heck Falcons.
What happened? I had the Falcons this weekend. That was disgusting. That was terrible.
That was a terrible decision by you, Pat. I think you should scold yourself. I could have told you.
Falcons need Sark to turn that thing around. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President.
I mean, the Falcons are just terrible, man. Raheem Morris is awful. Let's hammer the Patriots, and then let's also tease the Patriots with the Lions. And if you want to go Lions team total over, great. If you want to lay the 8.5, no problem. I'm fine with that. Let's go with Colts -3 at Pittsburgh. We might as well do the Jackson Dart prop on touchdown, anytime touchdown. I've seen it in the +165, +180 range. He's got a touchdown now in 4 of his 5 starts. And what else? I'm leaning Vols -3 at home to OU. And if Jaden Daniels doesn't play, well, the Seattle line will go up. But if Jaden doesn't play, love Seattle -3. We'll see on Jaden later in the week.
All right, so you were all on the Commanders last year. Is there one specific pro team that is treating you really good this year so far?
Well, I'm a little late to the party, but I've had the Patriots. I think I've had the Patriots for the last 2 weeks. So hopefully the Patriots are going to become that team. Washington's just banged up with injuries right now, and I'm going to lose that season win total bet, unfortunately.
Good stuff, as always. Well, we keep thinking about you and your empty head coaching position at Florida, so we wish you the very best there.
Hey, basketball's almost here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Brian.
Ready to repeat. Y'all better grab your future ticket, gentlemen, if you don't already have it.
I think Conrad just fired in and got the Florida to repeat as the national championship.
I'm smelling
basketball.
scandal.
We're batting 1,000 on Hoops Natty repeats, by the
way. All right, Brian. Hey, have a great week. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Y'all as well. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Great stuff from Brian Edwards. The voice of the Tide is next.